Hey guys!
Hey everyone, it's Miss Wallace here.
And Miss Mercado. We're back again with some fractured fairy tales for you. Do you remember what a fractured fairy tale is?
I think so. So fractured means it's not quite right or broken, right?
Uh-huh.
And fairy tale is a story that's very familiar that we all know and love.
True.
So we said a fractured fairy tale is a story that's different from the story we know and love. Is that right?
That is right. You're on the right track. So a fractured fairy tale is going to be a different version of a fairy tale that we know. So sometimes those fractured fairy tales are based off of other cultures. Like, for example...
Oh, right. Like we read this book the other day, Goldilocks and the Three Pandas.
Exactly. So that's a Chinese version of Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
So sometimes a fractured fairy tale could be from a different culture?
Yeah, but sometimes it's just a really funny version of the story. Okay? So let me give you an example. What do you think this fractured fairy tale is based off of? It's called Goldilocks and the Three Scares.
That's gotta be Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
You're right. What about this one? Little Red and the Very Hungry Lion.
Little Red makes me think of Little Red Riding Hood?
Yeah, but what is it normally a lion in Little Red Riding Hood?
No. It's normally a wolf, right?
Yeah, it's normally a wolf. So the story that we're going to read today is a funny version of a fairy tale. We're going to read Ninja Red Riding Hood.
Ooh.
Now, do you know which fairy tale this is based off of, Miss Wallace?
It's gotta be Little Red Riding Hood.
It is, but do we normally have ninjas in that story?
No, so I can definitely tell this is gonna be a fractured fairy tale.
It is, and it's gonna be a funny one at that. But let's remind ourselves, what was the original version of Little Red Riding Hood?
Okay, so Little Red Riding Hood.
Yep, the original story. Do you remember who the main character was?
It was a little girl with a red cape, right?
Exactly, and she was going to visit her
Granny.
Yeah, and so she was walking through the woods, and she gets to her granny's house, and Granny doesn't look familiar.
Oh, there was something not right about her. Remember? What did she notice first?
She had big teeth. My, what big teeth you have.
That's right. Eventually she realizes it's not her
the granny. So, what's going to be different about Ninja Red Riding Hood? Do you think she's going to use some ninja skills?
I can't wait to find out. Let's read the book.
All right. Ninja Red Riding Hood by Corey Rosen Schwartz. Illustrated by Dan Santat. Once upon a ninja-filled time, a wolf couldn't catch any prey. He kept getting licked by the dinner he picked and was growing more ticked by the day. What do you already notice about this story? Rhyming words. Let's see if we can notice a rhyming pattern as I read a few more pages. His belly was aching for bacon. I'm wasting away, he complained. To huff and to puff was no longer enough, so he snuck into school to be trained. This doesn't look like a normal school, does it? He practiced his katas for hours and mastered his whirlwind and wheel. He jackknifed and flipped, and at last felt equipped to once again catch a good meal. Drooling with anticipation, he set off in search of some meat. While deep in the wood, he met Riding Hood. I'm bringing my grandma a treat. The wolf licked his chops when he saw her and hastily thought up a plan. There are blossoms that way. You can pick a bouquet to give your little old gran. Then the wolf took a shortcut to Grandma's, where he thought that he'd find her in bed. But Granny was gone, so he put her robe on and eagerly waited for Red. So let's look at this rhyming pattern on this page. So the last two words in these lines do not rhyme. So Grandma's and bed, that doesn't rhyme. So that would be an A, B, but then we have gone and on, and that rhymes. So that would be C, C. So the pattern on this page is A, B, C, C. Soon after he heard someone knocking, he called out, "My dear, come on in! Oh, don't you look good in your lovely red hood, but a shame you've gotten so thin." Let's look at the rhyming on this page. Look at the pattern here. The first two lines do not rhyme, knocking and in. So that would be an A and a B. Not the same because they don't rhyme. But then the next two lines do rhyme. So A, B, C, C. let's look at the last line. Oop, the last line rhymes with the second line. So that would be, this pattern would be A, B, C, C, B, based on the last words that rhyme in these lines. Little Red took a look at her granny and said, "What on earth did you do? I can swear that your eyes have completely changed size. Hey, Gran, are you sure that it's you?" "Of course it's me, my sweet darling. The better to see you, my dear. And your ears are so long. Something seems wrong. Oh, my girl, all the better to hear. And your biceps, my gosh, they look massive, and your triceps and delts are immense. The better for hugging," her grandma said, shrugging. "Dear Red, that's just plain common sense." There's that rhyming pattern again. A, B, C, C, B. "And those teeth, they look so much sharper." "Why, yes, all the better to chew." He jumped out of bed to gobble up Red, but she'd gone to ninja school too. She grappled and sideswiped and twisted and escaped from his clutches unscratched. She attempted a lock, but he managed to block. They appeared to be evenly matched. Just then they both heard someone chopping. A woodsman? Red thought, but instead, it was her Gran and her G. She'd just come from Tai Chi. Don't you dare harm a hair on her head. The wolf took a swing at that instant, but Red deftly dodged the attack. She got a good grip, threw him over her hip, and the wolf wound up flat on his back. "I'll skedaddle," the wolf said in anguish, as he struggled back up on his feet. "Just a second, you beast. You will not be released till you promise to give up red meat." Though his tummy still rumbled with hunger, the wolf faced his rival and vowed, "Ninja Red, you have won. My meat days are done. Oh, Red Chan," said Gran, "I'm so proud." Then Red and the wolf bowed politely, and Gran gave him half of her peach pie. The wolf was a mess. He'd had way too much stress. I guess I'll give yoga a try. He enrolled at the Downward Dog Center, where his tension began to decrease. He studied with yogis, said no to meat hoagies, and felt at last truly at peace.
Okay.
What a story!
Wow, that book took a turn. I did not think Little Red had already taken the ninja skills.
Oh no,
also.
Miss Wallace said, what a twist! So, what was the same about the original version?
Well, there was still a granny, there was still a Little Red, and there was still a wolf.
Yes,
Okay.
same characters.
Same characters.
What was different?
Well, there was definitely no ninja skills in the original Little Red Riding Hood that I remember.
Me either, and I think that added a fun little twist to the story.
The ending was also very different.
The wolf likes yoga.
Yeah, and they gave him a pie. I'm glad that ending turned out good. It was a happy ending.
Yeah, it was. So, we're going to have you fill out a Venn diagram to tell us what the similarities and differences were between Ninja Red Riding Hood and the original Little Red Riding Hood.
Obviously, there's a lot that was the same and different.
So this is a Venn diagram. You're going to put your similarities between the two stories in the middle right here, and then you're going to put the differences under each side.
Okay, so Little Red Riding Hood, everything about that story that was specific to that story will go in that circle.
Correct.
Everything that was specific about Ninja Red Riding Hood will go in that circle.
Absolutely.
And then the circles overlap, I'm guessing, because everything that was similar and overlapping between the two stories goes in the middle.
Exactly.
Okay, after you're done filling out your Venn diagram, you've got to check out the other surprises we have linked for you at the bottom of this YouTube video.
Choice boards.
I love choice boards because we put together 9 different activities that you could choose from to make sure you're learning in your favorite learning style.
Don't you love when you get to choose a project to work on rather than your teacher just giving you one without a choice?
Yes. We also have an opportunity for you to learn some yoga, just like the wolf did.
Namaste.
Can't wait. We can't wait to see what you come up with. Please share it with us.
See you next time.